Alright, so Kitana is accused of treason by the high courts of the Outworld after murdering her evil twin Melina. Shao Khan appointed a group of warriors specifically to catch his daughter and bring her back alive, but Kitana must find a way to reach the newly crowned Sindel first and warn her of their true past. Exactly. As for Jade, when the renegade Princess Kitana makes her escape into the unknown regions of Earth, Jade is appointed by Shao Khan to bring her back alive. Once a close friend of the princess, she is faced with the choice of betraying her friend or disobeying her emperor. So there you go. As for Melina, murdered by her twin sister Kitana, Melina finds herself brought back to life by Shao Kahn himself. Her skills as a vicious fighter will be needed to defeat Earth's chosen warriors. Her ability to read the thoughts of her twin sister will enable Khan to stay one step ahead of them. As for Scorpion, when Shao Kahn makes a failed attempt at stealing the souls of which occupy Earth's hell, Scorpion is able to escape from the Nether region. Free to roam the Earth once more, Scorpion holds allegiance with no one. He's a wild card in Earth's struggle against the Outworld, except he always turns out to be good anyway. Yeah, basically. Always a reliable servant to Shao Kahn, Reptile is chosen to assist Jade in the capture of Kitana. In contrast to Jade's instructions, Reptile is ordered to stop the renegade princess at all costs, even if it means her death. As for Ermac, an enigma to all who come into contact with him, Ermac's past remains shrouded in mystery. It's believed that he exists as the life force brought together by the souls of extinguished Outworld warriors. Shao Kahn has managed to take possession of these souls and use them to fight on the side of tyranny. There you go. Macro has finally become a character. As for human Smoke, in his human form, Smoke was a lethal assassin working for the Lin Kuei, but when they decided to automate their ninjas, Smoke is caught in the middle. He becomes a cyborg assassin. From that day forward, his human form would exist only as a memory. Fortunately, the trilogy preserves it as a character here. So, Noob Saibot. Noob Saibot emerges from the darkest region of reality, a region known as the Netherrealm. He belongs to a group called the Brothers of the Shadow and worships an evil and mysterious fallen elder god. His mission is to spy the events taking place in the battle between the realms and report back to his enigmatic leaders. We'll find out who that enigmatic leader is later.
You know, Tio, noob spelled backwards is boom.
Born in Kitana's former world of Edenia, Rain was smuggled away from the realm as a small child shortly after Shao Kahn's takeover. Thousands of years later, he resurfaced, his allegiance belonging to Khan. He chose to betray his homeland rather than suffer at the hands of Khan's extermination squads.
Rain is actually my favorite.
As Earth's Storm Protector, Raiden finds himself banished into the merger between Earth and Outworld. The Thunder God transforms himself into a mortal warrior in order to exist once again on Earth and fight on the side of his human comrades, this time risking his place in the pantheon of gods and giving up his own immortality. That's what he always does every time they want to use him in the game, basically. Baraka was sent to quell the uprising of a renegade race in Outworld's lower regions. After his victorious battle, the nomadic warrior returned to fight on the side of villainy. Under the guidance of Shao Kahn, Baraka will once again pose a formidable threat to his Earthen counterparts. Johnny Cage, killed in a battle within the World Extermination Squad, there you go, that's what happened. Johnny Cage's life came to a tragic end, but the celluloid superstar manages to cheat death when his path to the afterlife is blocked by the merger of Earth and the Outworld. His soul takes possession of its body once again and enables Cage to rejoin his friends to battle for Earth's survival. There you go, Johnny Cage is back. Kano is thought to have been killed in the first tournament. Instead, he's found alive in the Outworld, where he once again escapes capture by Sonya. Before the actual Outworld invasion, Kano convinces Shao Kahn to spare his soul. Khan needs someone to teach his warriors how to use Earth's weapons. Kano is the man to do it. Sonya Blades. Sonya disappeared after the first tournament, but was later rescued from the Outworld by Jax. After returning to Earth, she and Jax tried to warn the US government of the looming Outworld menace. Lacking proof, they watch helplessly as Shao Kahn begins his invasion.
Topical.
Well, this was years ago, so... After failing to convince his superiors of the coming Outworld menace, Jax begins to covertly prepare for future battle with Khan's minions. He outfits both arms with indestructible bionic implants. This is a war Jax is prepared to win.
Yay.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll win for sure this time.
Nightwolf works as an historian and preserver of his people's culture. When Khan's portal opens over North America, Nightwolf uses the magics of his shaman to protect his tribe's sacred land. This area becomes a vital threat to Khan's occupation of the Earth. Sub-Zero. The ninja returns unmasked. He was betrayed by his own ninja clan, the Lin Kuei. He broke sacred codes of honor by leaving the clan and is marked for death. But unlike the ninja of old, his pursuers come as machines. We'll talk about that later. You must not only defend against the Outworld menace, but must also elude his soulless assassins. There you go.
He dresses
Striker. Oh god. When the Outworld portal opens over a large city in North America, panic and chaos rage out of control. Curtis Stryker was the leader of a riot control brigade when Shao Kahn began taking souls. He finds himself the lone survivor of a city once populated by millions. I apologize to everybody. Sindel once ruled the Outworld at Shao Kahn's side as queen. Now, 10,000 years after her untimely death, she is reborn on Earth. Her evil intent is every match for Shao Kahn's tyranny. She is the key to his occupation to Earth. Allow me to remind everybody that this game came out in 1995. Sector is actually the code name for Unit LK-99. He was the first of 3 prototype cybernetics ninjas built by the Lin Kuei. Sector was once a human assassin trained by the Lin Kuei. He volunteered for automation because of his loyalty for the clan. Sector survives the Outworld invasion. He has no soul to take. So there you go. This is the first cyborg that the Lin Kuei sent to kill Sub-Zero for treason. After that we have Cyrex, is the second of these 3 prototype cybernetic ninjas built by the Lin Kuei. Like his counterparts, his last programmed command is to find and terminate the rogue ninja Sub-Zero. Without a soul, Cyrex goes undetected by Shao Kahn and remains a possible threat against his occupation of Earth. Alright, the Cyborg Smoke's bio is not in Trilogy, so let's take it from the Mortal Kombat 3. Smoke is the 3rd prototype cyber ninja built by the Lin Kuei. He tried to escape the automation process with Sub-Zero, but was captured. His memories were stripped away, leaving behind an emotionless killer. However, Sub-Zero believes that within this machine is a human soul trying to escape. There you go. Kung Lao's plan to reform the White Lotus Society comes to a halt when Shao Kahn's invasion takes the Earth by storm. As a chosen warrior, Kung Lao must use his greatest fighting skills to bring down Shao Kahn's reign of terror. As a chosen warrior, Kabal's identity is a mystery to all. It's believed that he is a survivor of an attack by Shao Kahn's extermination squads. As a result, he is viciously scarred and kept alive only by artificial respirators and the rage for ending Shao Kahn's conquest. There you go. Shiva was handpicked by Shao Kahn to serve as Sindel's personal protector. She becomes suspicious of Shao Kahn's loyalty towards her race of Shokan when he places Motaro as the leader of his extermination squads. On the Outworld, Motaro's race of Centaurians are the natural enemy of the Shokan. So there you go. Kind of mistake there, Shao Kahn. Anyway, Tsung is Khan's lead sorcerer. He once fell out of favor with his emperor after failing to win the Earthrealm through tournament battle. But the ever-scheming Shang Tsung is instrumental in Khan's conquest of Earth. He has now been granted more power than ever because Shao Kahn is surprisingly forgiving towards him. Yeah, basically. Liu Kang. After the Outworld invasion, Liu Kang finds himself the prime target of Khan's extermination squads. He is the Shaolin champion and has thwarted Khan's schemes in the past. Of all the humans, Kang poses the greatest threat to Shao Kahn's rule. I'm done.
Something wrong. Oh, right,
God,
yeah.
Drink water, please.
Alright, everybody. And now, time for a supreme demonstration of all the finishing moves. Time for... I can keep this going. Alright, so yeah. Let's take out all the fatalities. In fact, of all the classic games, Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 has the best fatalities, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Fatality. Self-destruct sequence.
Because
Suicidity?
but you still take the damage.
As for his other fatality, I don't like this one.
Oh, yes!
Yay, I did it! I love the poses.
Alright, next. Our max fatality.
Come on and slam, and welcome to the jam.
This one is not as cool. Yeah, just
The simple Johnny Cage uppercut.
Yeah.
I'm still standing though.
Yeah. Alright, Jade's fatalities are really good.
Jiggle, 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 jiggle.
He gets turned into a blur.
How does that even work? I don't know, but it's cool. Also, Cyrex is some problem in the background.
Yeah, we'll explain that in this ending. So. I like this one.
Ooh, another shrimp on the bar.
From the crotch, yeah.
Oh, Jax. Jax is also really good.
Oh! Shish kebab.
Kano filet.
Fatality.
So is there something that... What?
He turns giant and steps on you.
Oh.
Wow, I see that operation did quite a bit for
It's
Jax.
funny because one of the later the games of the reboot says that kind of Ermac do that kind of fatality. Weird.
There you go.
So-
And Mortal Kombat 2, Jax.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Jax. Why does the company give you free fatalities?
No effort.
Because he's the popular one.
Pedro?
Well, technically all of them are. Well, remember, Joe, but technically that first fatality was the fatality from the second game, just done through
Yeah.
MK Free's engine. Because remember, we have MK Free Jax and we have MK2 Jax, because everybody's here. So
Johnny Cage is Bane now.
Yeah.
Yep.
He breaks the opponent.
As for Cabal's fatalities,
Oh no! Jesus Christ! This is terrible.
and I also really like this one.
More like K.
So
no.
here's how Cabal looks like.
He literally scares the shit out of your soul.
Yes, he scares the soul out of you. Fatality. Okay. Kano.
Laser!
And there's even smoke where the opponent was. All right. Next.
He literally... Kano is already there to confirm that you have a skeleton inside you. Is that
I just wanted
considered?
to make sure he had a spot.
As for
Classic Kano
classic Kano, of course,
rips your heart
takes
out,
your heart
obviously.
or your wallet if you're playing on the Super Nintendo.
This is,
Because...
well, I mean, having watched Hunter x Hunter recently, yeah.
All right,
Especially
Katana.
One of the characters, basically one of the characters in that show. Can take
Yeah,
your
this is
heart
actually
out of your
a bit
body
lame.
while you're still talking.
Mm-hmm. I actually like her second one better though.
Of course. Go! Kill your mother!
Kiss of Death. There you go. Kiss that makes you explode.
Well, getting thinner here, as
Yeah,
opposed to the
whole-
previous game we
The
got.
whole thing about
Oh yeah, Kung
Oh,
Kung
yeah.
Lao still got it!
yeah, Kung Lao always gets the best fatalities.
Oh,
Alright, that whole thing in the second movie about one of the characters being someone's mum, even though she looks old enough to be a sister, possibly. Is that an actual thing from the game? Or the
Yeah, Sindel is
that's
Katana's mom.
Sindel.
The difference is that in the game she's much older, but because that movie's crap, you know. So, all right, let's check. Yeah.
Classic.
Speaking
Kung
of
Lao.
Mortal Kombat, you guys saw the pictures for the new movie?
Yeah,
No, I
I
haven't.
saw it. It looks promising.
I'm waiting for a trailer personally.
Is it the animated one or the live action one?
Live action one.
The live action one. Yeah.
Oh, I've definitely not seen those then.
All right, Liu Kang. One of his fatalities is there you go. He
Fire!
Burns you.
He burns you. I actually really love the second one. The second one is hilarious. So for the second fatality,
Let's see.
Here you go, Joe.
he drops a Mortal Kombat 1 arcade on top of you.
Because
Okay, next. Melina.
Melina. She injects some terror. Oh, yeah. She injects nails and then shoots at you. Yeah, I don't get it. That's some weird Looney Tunes gag.
This, however, this is classic Melina right here. There you
Yep.
go.
Wow, I didn't know she had 20 rib cages.
As for Nightwolf,
He literally exorcises you with the power of the spirits.
yes. As for the next one, there you go. He basically goes full four. He goes full 4 on you.
Yeah, kind of like Chief Thunder in Killer Instinct. It's weird. A lot of fighting games actually had like a token Native American fighter.
And Snoop Sabot's fatalities. There you go. These fatalities were added in for Trilogy, by the way. They weren't in the original arcade games.
Pogo stick.
Wins. Fatality.
Alright. Rain's
Oh,
fatalities.
here's my favorite, Rain. Because that's how it works.
Why not? You're not Raiden, Rain.
But it's okay because it was also raining, not just thunder.
Fatality.
Speaking of Raiden,
He plays basically a deadly version of the electric handshake prank.
Pretty much.
alright. Next.
Very
He
explosive uppercut.
uppercuts you so hard that it blows you up and only leaves your head, aside from the bones.
That's mental.
Of course.
Alright, MK1 Raiden. There you go. Still the same.
I'm still standing.
Fatality.
Fatality. Alright. Reptile.
Wow, even his legs screamed.
That sounded like Mickey Mouse screaming.
Yes.
Yeah, you said that.
Imagine
already.
that Mickey Mouse in Mortal Kombat.
That's the thing, Deji. Liu Kang in the classic trilogy sounds like Mickey Mouse,
You.
essentially.
Coated with acid.
He's meant to sound like Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
Fatality.
Because if you watch a Bruce Lee movie, that's how he sounds like when he's doing his moves.
Again, he sounds like Bruce Lee on helium, though.
Yeah, there you go.
That's hardcore.
Yeah.
Fatality.
Shame it wasn't an actual scorpion, though.
Oh, that's
That's what the animalities are for.
well, not in this one too. Remember, in here his animality is a penguin.
Oh, I forgot.
Fatality.
I'm guessing they didn't want to be obvious.
I guess.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, that's efficient.
Sector.
You see,
Oh, he's a robot.
This is
so-
what Final Fantasy Freddy's took inspiration from for Baby.
Oh, I like this. I like this one. There you go.
Flamethrower to the
Flamethrower.
face.
Yeah.
Sector wins.
Sector wins.
Fatality.
Okay. And now Shansong.
Just contemplates his end.
But now, of course, we gotta have this fatality for Shansong right here. Your soul is mine. There you
Yep.
go.
No hard feelings.
Fatality.
Shiva.
Pound into the ground.
Yes, and
He
stay there.
might still be alive, but
Stay
yeah,
there
he
until
ain't
there is
gonna
some
be
respect.
moving.
That's it very much, Jova.
He literally peels away your skin.
Yep.
Fatality.
Alright, Sindel.
Sindel is kind of like, yeah,
She
kind of like Black
screams.
Canary. She has a deadly scream.
Fatality.
But she can also use her hair, as you're about to see.
Spin to win.
Fatality.
Alright, cyborg smoke. Alright, a shit ton of bombs. And the world explodes.
It blows smoke, wind,
Talk about overkill.
mass fatality.
I think that's more than just a fatality, guys.
Well, I mean, what? Hey, Jova.
Bottoms up.
Right, hey, Jova, there's one thing. No court will convict him because now there are no courts.
Although I
Alright,
think
and now
Shao Kahn
human
is-
smoke.
Smoke.
Human smoke.
Shao Khan or what?
He enters your body and does some weird shit. Yes.
Yeah.
Fatality.
And the other one is a more powerful version of the one of
It
his
just
classic
goes
moves.
from the other side. This is
Yeah. All right, Sonia. We all, of course, gotta have this one.
the kiss of death.
Kiss of flame.
Yeah.
Flaming death.
Fatality.
Both of them are like that. The next one is also involving that, except it goes for something different.
Yeah.
There you go.
Sonya wins. Fatality.
So what's the future fatality?
Oh
gonna
boy,
be?
time to see Striker. Striker is tasing your opponent.
So what's going to be Sonya's fatality in Mortal Kombat 12? I think it's Ronda Rousey's performance.
They actually improved her by giving her stuff like weapons and a drone, for example. Straps you with explosive and makes you explode. Jesus Christ.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Yeah, from what I recall, the fan base aren't even really.
No
that big
one
a
likes
fan.
Striker, not even Ed Boon.
Nope.
He mentioned that it's the one character he will gladly work on, and people said years ago.
It's his major regret, Jova.
I can imagine.
Unmasked Sub-Zero.
And yeah, that's a really awesome fatality.
I guess Sub-Zero's like the one joy of being the one ninja who doesn't have to wear that mask.
Classic Sub-Zero. I'm assuming, yeah, this is the one fatality that's intentionally made to be, just imagine what he did. Like, it's so bad that I'm guessing some people might argue, well, it's just a spine thing from the first game.
He showed them
that
Mortal
one-
Kombat
that one-
Annihilation.
That one is really awesome.
Yeah,
Oh.
it is.
Mother,
that's
you're
so
alive. Too bad.
Too bad you pulled out.
Die.
Very shattered.
And the pit.
The
There you go.
pit.
The stage. Now we're doing the stage fatality. So obviously we gotta have. This is the pit from Mortal Kombat 1.
Well, be fair to her actress, who could deliver a line like
And now this is my favorite of the stage fatalities from this
The
game.
train station.
By the way, Boone is to the
Oh.
left. Boone is to the left, and Tobias is to the right. There you go.
Does Tobias still work on the franchise or
No.
No, he stopped working on the games after 3.
I have to give Ed Boon credit. He's been in the industry for quite some time at this
And he
point.
still enjoys what he
Ed
does.
Boon, Ed Boon decided to dedicate his entire career to this franchise.
Even in general to his team, because again,
And
he's
Injustice.
committed. He's also for Injustice. I was
Yeah.
mentioning that.
This is my favorite of the pit fatalities. Like it's just because of how
Grinds you.
just because of how gruesome it is.
Well, that gives the new meaning to organ grinder.
All right, so of course in hell you just
In
throw him
Earthrealm,
into the lava.
going to the lava.
Well, remember too, at the time it was still Earth's hell. We haven't done the Nether Realm
True.
yet.
True.
Later, this place will become known as the Nether Realm, but not yet. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the new finishing move, the Brutalities.
Fatality.
And I love the way it shows up here.
Yay.
So what
It's like a
separates?
step
So,
over fatality.
the Brutalities is this. You have to perform an incredibly long combo until the game goes ta-da-dum. And the game and the opponent, your character will literally punch the opponent so much to the point where he explodes. And that's it. Every character has a brutality. Basically, it's all about doing a really, really long combo. There you go.
It's very similar. It's very similar to Killer Instinct's Ultras, actually.
Would
I see.
you say this is a step above fatalities?
No, well, the brutalities are meant more like.
Nah,
Brutalities will actually be reimplemented much later on in MKX and actually be incorporated better as a powered up version of your special moves. Basically, if you perform in a certain combination, the special move will insta-kill the opponent in a much more powerful way.
basically, this game, brutalities are essentially just there for bragging rights. It's saying,
Pretty much.
oh, I got it this way, because in reality, the fatalities are
Mash those
still-
arcade buttons. with
They're
them.
the hardest of the finishing moves to pull off. So basically, they're there just so you can, humiliate your opponent and One thing that I do love is that compared to the arcade games, Trilogy added this thing where the brutality letters show up in explosions of blood, which is so badass. There you go. See? So, it's really cool.
It is.
Don't worry,
I guess
it's just
the only thing is, like, well, visually, they're obviously not as cool to look at as, say,
yeah, they're not super impressive.
But still, though, the sense of accomplishment in, getting them down was probably your reward back then.
Yeah, not to mention, remember, this was back in arcade days where just the fact that you knew how to do a brutality was awesome because you could impress the guy playing with you.
True that.
So it was a time that it was a different time, basically.
And like Tio said, they managed to, get with the times and eventually give brutalities, more of a better function in games.
Not to mention, more tied to what they mean, because these, more than a brutality, this is more like, like I said, ultra combo, like the ultra combo that Killer Instinct does, that explains, properly the name. But otherwise, no, it doesn't really fit with the brutality naming.
They even gave the MK1 and 2 characters brutalities, even though they didn't have them in the original game.
Mm-hmm.
That's some attention to detail.
There you go. And Shao Khan is sit there in the background watching.
I think the ironic thing. I think the ironic thing here is like, well, you would think that brutalities are more important than fatalities because brutalities get, that amazing text to appear here and there, whereas fatalities get the typical blood and stuff here and there. And don't get me wrong, it just feels kind of weird in a sense.
It's one of those things where it's cooler to when you're actually doing it yourself rather than just watching.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, yeah. And in that case, then I can understand why brutality does get it. It's like, oh wow, you actually managed to pull that off. All right, then here's your reward, and I guess to give them every little bit the reward here and there.
Basically, at the time, they were kind of trying to do this thing where every game would add a new set of finishing moves. Mortal Kombat 2 added friendships and Fatalities. This game Mortal Kombat 3 added brutalities and animalities. Basically, they were trying to be trying to go all creative and try to come up with different sets of finishing moves, just to take it to the next level, basically.
Did that hurt?
Just a bit, Drover.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be better if we get a bandage.
And even Noob Saibot gets a brutality. There we go. Which he did not have. But in fact, I don't think Noob Saibot even had any finishing moves at all in his original playable appearance.
No, I don't think so.
So Trilogy. So that's one of the big reasons why when it comes to Mortal Kombat 3, you just go for Trilogy because it just feels like the true complete package.
Oh,
despite unfortunately not being the canon one.
Oh, those graves.
Well, technically,
graves.
Well, technically, Jova, every bit.
One of them says Tobias.
Yeah. Well, technically, Jova, every bit of story that the original arcade games have is in Trilogy. It's just that this one adds more on top of it, really.
Also, Jova, remember, basically any inconsistencies at this point can be simply just chalked up to different timeline.
Not just that, like,
I suppose.
The only thing they did here was just that, the only real primary things is the fact that some characters, like for example Johnny Cage was not in Mortal Kombat 3 originally, so when it came to putting him in Trilogy, they came up with that excuse that I read earlier where, oh, don't you see, during the invasion of Outworld, for some reason the path of souls to the other world was got blocked, however the hell that works, and as a result his soul returns to his body. There you go. So there you go. Man, people in Mortal Kombat have a shit ton of bones in their bodies.
Yeah,
yes,
like Ribs mentioned, lots of rib cages.
It's a miracle how they're able to
Well, there's more work for the orthopedics.
Sector wins.
Yes.
What, to remove all the excess bone?
or treatment. Imagine all the potential diseases, due to old age, like osteoporosis.
God, I can't imagine what scoliosis must be like for them
If
with
you
all
want,
those bones.
in Trilogy has a cheat menu that you can activate that activates one button finishing moves, meaning you can press square to make a brutality, you can press circle to make a fatality 1, triangle to make fatality 2, and so on and so forth. So basically, if you want to play this game and not bother memorizing the combos, just use that cheat, so you can just use a button to activate them immediately.
Sneak.
I mean, a lot of the brutalities just look the same.
Yeah, that's
because they are doing that, Weebs, don't worry.
It boils down to the combos. So like it's just them doing the combos, like kicks, combos, and go ahead.
Again, like I said, it's like, well, for back then, the impressive bout of it was a player being able to get down those combos here and there, and that's why the game would give them that big hurrah for a brutality here.
Mm-hmm.
When in reality, when you're actually watching the game, obviously the more interesting things are the fatalities.
Yep. Basically.
Yay.
Wait, why did she have 3 skull heads in her head?
If I had to hazard a guess, I do wonder if we use this excess of bows to over-exaggerate potentially the violence, to potentially, give the message that, this is still, work of fiction. Do not try this at home.
I suppose.
Because, a common argument back in the day was, these inspire kids to be violent on their own. They will imitate the moves of the characters and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
So is there a reason why they kept making a lot of Scorpion clones?
They're not Scorpion clones, Deji. So.
I mean, not play style wise. I'm just saying design.
Easy to make, Dej.
Yeah,
really just that.
It boils down to this. That's the traditional outfit for the ninjas. That's in Mortal Kombat. That's the basic gist of it.
Again, Sub-Zero made history with this game by actually not wearing the typical ninja attire.
Well, there's actually a story reason for that, Jova. Like the story established, he's rogue.
Yeah.
He went rogue. So.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying, it's like, gameplay-wise, it's amazing to actually see him without that.
All right, everybody. In the next part, we finally finish by watching all of the animalities, friendships, babalities, and all of the endings.
All right. See ya.
See ya.
See ya.